Hey, what's up? Okay, that was cringe. Okay. So, today we are going to continue the Bad Boys Guide to the Galaxy. The one that I read for like 15 minutes and just had to stop. So yeah, we're gonna continue. And yeah. They quickly took the stars to the roof. What about your neighbors? Sam asked. Either working or old enough they probably won't, or they probably didn't hear anything. Before Nick pushed the door open, he glanced over his shoulder with a troubled expression. Sam's stomach churned. He'd heard about the elders, the supreme rulers of Narak. If they wanted to take Kia back with them, there wouldn't be a whole hell of a lot Nick and Sam could do. But he wouldn't tell Nick that. Don't worry, buddy. I've got your back. Sam tried to reassure him. I never thought you wouldn't. Their gazes their gazes met for a brief moment before Nick opened the door and they stepped out onto the roof. Sam closed it firmly behind them. An elder's craft. Kia breathed. I'm reading this terribly. But it's like some of the writing doesn't make sense, like the way it's arranged. Sam had still been holding on to the belief that they were worrying for nothing, and that it had been thunder or a sonic boom. What he was looking at was neither one. A billowing gray cloud enveloped, enveloped, I'm not sure. A billowing gray cloud enveloped the tube shaped craft now sitting on the roof. The door swished open and a woman stepped out. Why is there a double space there? She wore an emerald green silk robe, and her pale blonde hair reached to her waist, but he couldn't see her face. Kia's mouth dropped open, then snapped closed. She quickly bowed before the woman. Greetings, healer. Is this an elder? Nick whispered. No, my sister. But she's also a healer. She waved for Nick to bow. He looked at Sam before shrugging and bending slightly at the waist. It isn't an elder then? Sam asked. So it might not be Sam asked, so it might not be as bad as they'd first imagined. Kia had a lot of sisters. No, she whispered, head still bowed. He might have thought about bowing if it had been an elder, But one of Kia's sisters, Sam, wasn't about to bow. Instead, he watched and waited to see what was about to happen. The woman faced him as the rest of the gray cloud dissipated and looked Sam directly in the eye before one eyebrow rose disdainfully. His stomach did a crazy flip-flop as it hit him. This wasn't just any sister. This was the woman from the hologram. Kia had shown it to him when she'd tried to convince him that she was an alien. Lara. Her name was Lara. My God. She was more beautiful in person. The hologram she'd come across as ethereal, angelic, and pure. But right now, she had her head held high and acted as if they should be paying homage, since she'd gone to the trouble of gracing them with her presence. Man, something must have happened on the flight here, because she sure didn't act angelic. Sorry, I'm just sitting here thinking of a voice for Lara. Because I want to try to do a different voice per character, but it's kind of hard because I have to read ahead quickly for each line. It's good to find you well, sister, Lara said, turning her attention back to Kia. You stole an elder's craft, Kia whispered. You're in so much trouble. Oh, great, Sam thought. They would have all of Nurak after them now. He raised his glance to the sky, but didn't see a legion of women warriors coming after them. Of course I didn't steal the craft, Lara said. The elders sent me to Earth. I'm here on a mission. Kia stiffened. I won't return to Nurak. Nick draped an arm across Kia's shoulders. Sam stepped to her other side. They wouldn't let her go without a fight. I'm not here to take anybody home, Lara said. There's trouble on our planet. Kia squared her shoulders. Someone has dared attack Nurak? So, the warrior code enforcer still lives inside you. I would have hated for my sister to forget her heritage. Oh, this book is ridiculous. Why have you come to Earth? Kia asked, apparently deciding to let the chastising note in her sister's voice slide. There's been no attack yet. When our cousin's craft returned, there were aliens from Earth on board. 3 men and a woman. One became ill and infected an elder. I must find a cure before it's too late. Cast the invisibility shield around the craft and come inside, Kia told her sister. I found out the hard way it's not good for anybody to learn where we come from. Oh, this is just... There are men with you, she said, not leaving the safety of the craft. Kia looked at Nick, then him. They're good men. Both Lara's eyebrows rose. There is such a thing? Yeah. There a few of us left on Earth, Sam told her. She might be beautiful, but when she opened her mouth, she reminded him of one of his ex-girlfriends, real uppity. Now he remembered why they'd split. She turned her gaze on him, studied him for a moment, and just as quickly dismissed him as she focused once more on her sister. I will go with you. It was no skin off his nose that she'd thought about him. Hell, the sooner he left for his cabin, the better. Just as soon as he made sure Nick and Kia were okay. And he wasn't leaving until he did. He let everyone go in front of him, watching Lara as she took in her surroundings. She seemed cautious but curious until she looked down at the floor. Then she quickly raised her hem. Hell, the floor looked clean to him. He didn't see a problem. Apparently, Miss High and Mighty did, though. What the heck? Nick shut the door behind them after everyone was inside, and they all turned as one to look at Lara. Man, he shouldn't have looked directly into her pale green eyes. He'd never seen eyes of color, seen eyes the color of hers. They drew him in, made him feel as if she were caressing his soul. Maybe she was like Medusa because he was starting to feel as if she could turn him to stone. At least one part of his anatomy. God, she was sexy as hell. He wouldn't argue that. Not that he was even remotely interested, since he'd witnessed firsthand her haughty attitude. Nope, he didn't want any part of that. It's imperative that I find a cure for the other, Lara repeated. She tilted her head to the side. What is that scratching noise? It's very unnerving. The puppies, Kia said and went to let them out. Lara took a cautious step back as they came barreling out from the other room and headed right toward her. They won't hurt you, Kia said. Tentatively, Lara leaned down and touched one. When it licked her finger, she jumped. It tried to eat me, she said accusingly, rubbing her finger. The puppy was showing you affection. That's all, Kia told her. Picking up one and holding it close, she nuzzled her face in the softness of the fur. Lara didn't look at all comforted by this knowledge as she straightened. You've succumbed to Earth's temptations, she lightly scolded. What person didn't want to pet a puppy? So, so what if Kia was tempted to cuddle them? What difference did that make? Which elder is it? And what do we need to do to find the cure? Kia returned to the subject at hand, looking genuinely worried as she set the puppy back on the floor. Torkara. Kia drew in a sharp breath. Sam felt sorry for her. She knew the elders were the ones who ruled Narak. This must mean a lot to her. My feet are getting restless. Oh. 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 This cover is just great. Sorry, I just saw myself in the camera and I'm like, why do I look like Nikocado Avocado? Why? Okay, where was I? The disease came from Earth, so this is where I'll need to find the cure. Lara explained. I must test the plants and see if one of them will work as a remedy. Yes, of course. We have plants here, Nick said. Lara looked at Nick, then just as quickly turned back to Kia. Sam frowned. This Narakian was starting to piss him off. I'll work here then. You'll take me to where these plants grow. We don't actually have a place here, Nick tried to explain. Then you lied? No, not exactly. No, not exactly. Then you lied? No, not exactly. Oh, the two voices are getting mixed. This is the city. Plants grow in the country unless a nursery will work. That's a place where people grow plants from seeds and cuttings. You will take me to the country. I need to test them for their natural environment. Do you even know what you're looking for? Sam asked. He wondered if she realized how many plants were on Earth. I know I'll find it. I'll only need one that will react with the chemicals I will be adding. Kia and Nick looked toward him at the same time and acted as if he was supposed to say something. What? He finally said. You can take her to your cabin. They spoke in unison. They spoke in unison. Me? I'm not taking her with me. This was This was his vacation, and he damn sure didn't want to spend it with this Narakian who thought she was better than everyone else. Please, Sam, for me, Kia pleaded. This wasn't right. Not right at all. They shouldn't even ask. Not that it was going to do them a bit of good. I'm not taking her to my cabin. But, Kia started. He shook his head. No way, no how. It's not going to happen. And that's the end of chapter 1. I will do chapter 2 at some point. But I also have this series to continue. If I decide to do them, I will continue. We'll finish this book. Because I feel like at some point there's going to be some sex scenes that'll be funny to do. But yeah. This has been the premium. What's the word? I forgot words. Entertainment. This has been the premium entertainment of the Cave Junkie YouTube channel. And so, you have a good day, evening, morning, or night you're having. And I will see you next time. Okay.